Hi, I'm Tisha. I've been with Stretch Pilates since 2021. I joined after having 9 months off after a hip stress fracture and being a big runner. I haven't really run much since, and my hips, my balance, my core, everything is vastly improved over the last 5 years of regular Pilates training, and it's been an absolute win.
So what we're going to do today with Tish on the Reformer is we're going to focus on her upper back posture and her alignment. We're going to start on the Reformer, please for me love, sitting down facing the other way. You're going to put your feet on the headrest and then scoot a little bit more forward for me so that you have some space behind you. Excellent. She owes me 50, 100, 150 Rand for the little carriage slams. Oh. Joking. Okay, so we're going to put our hands through the loops and then hold on to the knots for me so that we have something to pull on to get into your abdominals. So I want you to have your beautiful upright posture as you have now. Close the knees slightly and then find some roundness in your spine, curling back. As you curl back, the carriage will move, so that's fine. Lean back in roundness. Really pull on the ropes. Excellent. With straight arms for me if you can. It's not a problem. We figure it out as we go together. Lean back, back, back. Good. Now in this position, I want you to just check yourself for your head alignment. So you're going to push your head back as if you're, yes, and then nod your chin a little, and then dig deep in your tummy for roundness of the spine. I want you to pull your shoulders into their sockets a little bit more. Great. Use your abdomen, not your neck muscles, to come up to seated again. So tummy, 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 and find some length in your spine. Excellent. We'll try that again. So punch in the guts as you lean back in roundness. Keep your shoulders in their sockets. Hold it there. Can you push your feet into the headrest? That'll get your, so just push down into the floor. And can you feel how it gets your lower abdomen to activate again? Now you use your tummy, tummy, tummy as you come up. Excellent. Sit tall. Punch in the gut as you move back. Your feet press into the floor. Pause here. Put your shoulders nestled into their sockets. Use your abdomen to come up. And well done. We go back again. Leaning back in your roundness. Activate the feet, shoulders. Good. Now keep your head back like you have in the past and come up with your stomach only. Don't let your face translate forward. And up you come. Well done. Excellent. We're going to lower your left strap down. And then you hold only onto your right strap with both hands. You're going to move the strap across your body so that you're angled. So we're going to move it to this side. Yeah. And then you will stay plumb line in the middle of the Reformer and lean back in roundness, trying to trace one bone at a time into the middle of this carriage. That's correct. And then come back up. Good. And you go back again. And up. And one more. That stopper tells us everything we need to know. And then we'll put this one down and you get the other side. Okay, so 2 hands through and you shine your heart to the left for me. Align your kneecaps and then pull your shoulders into their sockets, leaning back. And up you come. 2 more. Try to keep your bum bones even on the Reformer carriage so that your waist doesn't get hijacked on one side versus the other. And then come up. Great. We're going to grab both straps again, one in the left, one in the right. You hold your knots and then you lean back in your roundness and find where there's work in your abdomen. So you go back, 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 and you stay there for me. Hold. Pull your shoulders into their socket, align your head. Tail is down on the ground, so don't tuck your bum, untuck it. Yes, but you have roundness in the rest of your spine. Feet press into the floor and you're going to bounce up by 5 centimeters. So you come up and down and you go up and down in that little workload, that little like zone, that zone of fire. Yes, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Come up all the way. Good. Put the straps down carefully on your pegs and you get to turn around. So spin around and lie down on your back like it's a mat. Toes go onto this platform down at the bottom. So you're going to lower your toes to the platform on this wooden one. Yeah, boy. Okay, so we're going to get your toes to curl over like a bird on a wire. So you perched. That's going to activate the underside of your foot and turn on even more muscles in your body. Then imprint your spine, curling your tailbone under and lift your hips slowly off the floor. Pause here. Now, while you're in the air, you're going to pull yourself towards your center. So you're pulling your heels to your bum and your bum to your heels. And then lower the spine one bone at a time. And you get to unravel your pelvis at the bottom. Try and stay on the stopper the whole time. So this is tough. And if I make it light in the springs, then it becomes harder it's harder to become compressed. You almost feel the two ends floating away. Let's go again. Tuck the tail in, lift your hips, pull yourself in towards yourself. And then on the way down, this is where it wanted to let go. So you keep pulling in, even though you know you're near the end. Yes, that was great. Let's go again. Using your stomach primarily to curl. And then you have no choice but to use the back of the legs to lift. But you try re-engage your tummy and you come down by wringing out your abdomen. And keep holding onto your hamstrings at the back of your body. And let's do one more. And so you imprint the spine and you lift up, curl those toes over, drag yourself in towards your center and come down slowly without moving off your stopper. Well done. Float your right leg to tabletop. Float your left leg to tabletop. Squash your legs together. You're going to take your arms up towards the ceiling, reaching the hands as if there was something between the hands. You have this imaginary compression between the length of your arms, and you're not allowed to move your fingertips off the ceiling. So you're going to want to, you can do this at home if you don't have a reformer, it's just a mat movement. So you go over to the right-hand side with your knees stuck together. So your left bum cheek must come off of the mat, and over you go. And you get to see how well you're adapting. With if your fingers stay still on the ceiling, you're a winner. And if they move all over the place, you're still a winner, but you've got work to do. Come back to center. Exhale. And on an inhale, go over to the other side. So you're allowed to lift the right hip and then you come back. What we want to look out for is whether the arms are doing funny things. Go over. So is your top half able to stabilize while the bottom half is moving? And then pull back and then come over again. We're also looking to see, are you leaving anything behind? Because a lot of the time people move the knees but leave the feet in the middle of the mat. So you must take your feet with you, and you're doing this really well. And then come back to center. Good. Now we're going to ramp up the ante. So you take your hands and hold the pegs right by your ears, these little upright poles. Good. And you hold on to them. So now you feel cocky. You're going to be confident in this upper half of your body. You get to go over to the right-hand side, lifting the left hip, lengthen the waistline. Even on two sides, you get to extend your legs on the diagonal line, squeezing them together, making your top foot, in fact, a little bit longer than your bottom leg. Now draw both legs back like that. So they remain straight and they come back to center. Bend the knees. Over to the left-hand side. Look for that length. Lengthen the top leg even more. So reach for me. Waistline is long on that right-hand side. It wants to hike up. So please make it long. Yes. And then drag both legs back. Bend in the knees. Over you go. Extend the legs. Squeeze them. Lengthen them. And drag yourself back. Bend in the knees. Over you come to me. Extend the legs. And you get to go, or this side needs to get longer. I could see you knew something had to happen. You didn't quite compute what. Yeah. Pull back for me. And I'm even going to be mean. I'm going to hold you. Pull back against me. Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. And we get to relax. Feet come down onto the bar. That was great. I have the privilege of adding some springage. It's not too heavy. We're not trying to break the legs. We're actually just trying to connect you to your center. So hands down at your sides. We'll put your heels on the bar and get your feet closer together. So I am making a bit of a hybrid sequence here. So you get to squeeze your knees and squeeze your feet. Now, I don't want bone on bone here in the ankle. Can you feel how they're touching? So you need to almost make space by rolling onto the side of your heel. Roll onto the side of your heel. Okay, cool. It's a bit excessive, so reduce it slightly, and you leave about a finger's distance between these bony prominences. So squash me a little bit more. Great. Spread your toes. Okay. Squash the knees. On an exhale, it's a lot. On an exhale, so let's not let the bottom of your feet become pointed in the ball. Make it a flat foot as if you are standing on the ground. Now you're perfect. And on an exhale, you push your legs to straight. Strange. You may. You can let yourself just slide all the way, straight. Okay, good. So we're going to lengthen these legs, and then you've got to correct your pelvis. Do you feel like your bum is tucked a little? Okay, lower your cheeks. Put them on the ground. Arch your back. And then bend your knees, come in. So I'm going to actually ask you to put your fingers in a triangle shape on your pelvis. So you get your middle finger on the southernmost tip. Yeah, now that triangle, you can feel it's like aiming up at my face, right? You need to push it down most. Yes, now that's neutral. So you're in a neutral pelvis, but your back feels hollow, which is cool. Like that's natural. So you have a natural curve in your back, and then the ribs need to maybe nestle, not hard, not a hardness, but a softness, like they must just nestle down into the ground. Does it feel strange? So
I try this all the time.
Oh, good. I'm going to lift your head a centimeter and see if that allows you to settle the ribs a little bit easier. Perfect. On an exhale, push to straight. Good. And then come back. Now, did you see your triangle is aiming up? Mustn't aim up. Give me my hollow back. Yes. Good. And come back in. And then if I keep my fingers here, my palms here, you want to get your toes over my wrists and push away. Squash your legs together. All the way to straight. And then make sure your pelvis is in neutral. So you need to arch your back a little bit more on the left-hand side. And then bend the knees to come back in. Tricky. Lots to really think about. Yeah, it's so many things to care about. And push away. And then someone like me who gives you many, many things to care about should rather prioritize and be like, let's care about 3 of the 10 and then come back. Good. And that's fantastic. So we're learning about things because I'm asking you to keep your legs together. As you push away, off you go, you'll feel what needs to be more connected, and you'll feel where you may be clanging and banging or separating. So there's feedback in the fact that the legs are stuck together. And
my feet are going to pop off the end.
You can move your feet a little bit lower if it makes you feel more comfortable. But for me, I care about the pelvis here and what the rest of the bones of your body are doing. So we are seemingly strengthening your legs, but actually we're seeing how your body responds to the demands placed on the legs. Come back in, and well done. We're going to move to toes. So we're reversing our order here. You're going to move to, we'll go arches. Yes. And then let your feet curl over. Yeah, that's fantastic. And we still don't want bone on bone in the ankle. So we want knees to touch, but you've got to do something in your arches. Get your heels together to move those bones apart. How tricky is that? And this a little gap. So the heels must touch, and then this tiny little millimeter of a gap between these two bones. So it doesn't feel bone on bone, but we still want the knees to touch. Yes, do you feel how much work has to happen in your forefoot? And then you get to maybe separate just here a little bit because it's looking bunched. Yeah. Okay. Then let it melt over. Get your heels to touch again. Get your knees to touch. Yeah. And then push away. Push away. There's like an overlapping of the feet. Can you spread them more? Yeah. Okay. Heels touch. Toes touch. Knees touch. And heels. Push away. So there's work. Squeeze it out. Yes. And then come in.
So it's just for arches.
It's getting the correct shape of the feet. Then you realize it actually all stems from here. Yeah. This is all footwork. Now you're going to separate your feet about a fist. So you move your feet apart. Okay. And get on the ball of your feet. So move your feet down. And then squeeze your heels to touch. Cool. Get your toes over the top edge. Yes. Use the bar to separate your toes. So you actually splaying your feet over the bar. Heels must touch. And then the rest of you's got to squeeze together. Come back in. Curl those toes.
Are you keeping knees straight?
So no, you must keep your knees in a bit, about shoulder width apart. And then the size of this triangle in your feet is like a little skinny pizza slice. It's like a small pizza slice. Yes. And you squash them together. Yes, it is. So the aim is not to spatchcock. Yeah. The aim is to actually keep them controlled and to limit how wide they go, but to track them in line with your second toe. And then push away. You want to come in on an inhale. And you pull yourself in towards the stopper, but you squeeze your heels together and you almost slow yourself down with your back of your legs. Then on an exhale, you push away and you tighten your thighs and you keep them tight, even though your neutral pelvis is pushing you even further away if you can. More. Do you feel now it's in neutral? And when you come in, you keep your thighs nice and tight and you bend your knees out while keeping the thighs tight. Feel that? And then curl those toes over gently. And I'm noticing that you've lost a little bit of a transverse arch in the front of your foot. So if you focus on your big toe spreading and going around the bar, you can regain that shape of the arch in the front of your foot and then come in. Yes, and let's do a few more. So pressure through the big toe joint and the baby toe and try and just regain that arch. And your last one, exhale away and then drag yourself back in. And then for people who've got quite a lot of tightness in the shoulders, the pressure on these shoulder pads actually pushes away from your ears. Fold your arms for me and grab your elbows. Put your, and then you'll feel that like digs into you. I'm going to move the shoulder pad in just a little bit more because I actually find them more comfortable when they're very narrow. And then push away from me and allow the pads to press your collarbones away. And then hang out there and you hold onto these elbows and you get this beautiful neck stretch and across your collarbones and feel so good just being here. So I use the footwork to like open up your collarbone. Feels great, eh? And then come all the way back in. Good. And we're going to move on to a little bit of abdominals. So you get to bring yourself down a tad and then put your hands in these loops. Float your right leg to tabletop. Suck in your tummy. Straighten these arms for me. Yes. Turn the palms away from you so that they face me. So this way. Good. You want to squeeze your legs together and make this work, this tabletop position. And then you drop and settle your ribs down into the floor. You want a little tension so that you're off the spring. Yeah. And you want to shine your diamonds up towards the ceiling so that you've got your wrists in a nice neutral position. On an exhale, you'll lower the arms as if pushing the arms through a very sticky fluid. Don't go fast, go intentionally. So you lift your head as you lower your arms, and then you shine your diamonds towards the wall on the other side. So you still have a neutral wrist, and you're boxing those diamonds along parallel to the floor. Come higher for me. Yes, you're trying to clear your bra strap or your heart rate.
And at this point, you can start lowering your body. Excellent. We'll go again.
Exhale, as if the room was full of honey. You're moving your arms through viscous fluid, higher, higher, highest. Then you keep your height that you found and you lift your arms up as if you're still trying to keep the crunch. And then you get to lie down. On an exhale, you go up again, lifting head and chest and lowering the arms. Fix your wrists, so we don't want motorbiking wrists. And then drag those knuckles forward as you lift up. Yes, it gets more high, can you go? And your last one, and you get to lift head and chest. And come nice and high. Let's pull these knees in for me a little bit more. Even higher. And then float your arms up for painfully long. Up, 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 up. And then you get to collect your head and lower it down. Place your feet on the bar. I'm going to add it in a spring. Then push to straight. No, don't worry, the abs are done. We're going to push your legs to straight. And you're going to put one foot in a strap. So I get to help you here. But if you're ever doing this on your own, you get quite, I'm going to let you do the second leg on your own. So keep this leg tension by pushing away. There. Now you're stuck in space. This leg is keeping you control. This strap. I can do whatever I want with this strap. You're going to put it on those bones. Okay, great. We have the luxury of being able to push these as little garters onto your feet. I like the OE. Squeeze your heels together. And you're going to turn into a little frog. So it's that same froggy position. We won't go too deep. So we want to make sure that we protect your lower back and then we protect your hips. By pressing tension into my hand, you're going to push yourself a little bit away. So push into my hand. There, stay here now. This is where you want to start. Because anything deeper, and I might be irritating structures in your pelvis. So we want you to get comfy and be used to being in this position. This is your start. On an exhale. Chest down, pelvis neutral, knees above your hips. Not. I'll show you what bad looks like. Come all the way in for me. Bend the knees. Bend the knees, bend the knees. Pick up your bag. Okay. So now that ask is on your spine. Yeah. It's like you've been crushed in here. So you need to push into my hand. There. Find your neutral in your pelvis and your neutral in your spine. Then on an exhale, you get to push your feet along this horizontal line. Good. Except what happened to your pelvis. You need to find your neutral again. So put your fingers on your pubic bone, southernmost tip. Arch your back a little bit by pushing your pubic bone through the thighs. So we need this hollow. Give it to me. I know, so there are two things happening at the same time. I'm focusing on your pelvis. You're worried about your ribs. So can we do pelvis first? So pelvis, now you have to drop your sternum. Yes. Then you get to bend your knees back in without letting any of this go. So it's like quick drying cement. We need to keep you centered out, push away, so that you can strengthen and challenge the setup. So the legs are like a beautiful distraction where we always care about your torso and your pelvis. So we'll do fun things with the legs, but never at the detriment of the torso and the pelvis. Stable. Keeping it stable and knowing where you are in space. So sometimes you're like willing, but you have no idea where to start collecting and what to draw down. Always start with pelvis. Yeah. That it's, especially when you're lying down, pelvis first. When you're standing, it's feet first. And push away. Now you should point your toes. And I want you to push your feet out of the straps. So we'll keep it turned out. And you get to lengthen your legs even more. And that creates space in your hip bones. So you're like stripping your legs outside of the pelvis. Squeeze the heels together and you'll feel it's quite hard to do that because your knees go straight in and straight. So you now need to pull your knees by a millimeter, bend them. Yes. Yes. You feel that? When you soften the knees, you think you're bending. I think you're perfect. What you want to do, your default setting, is be straighter than straight. And so we need to recalibrate what it feels like in the body. And you're going to just lift those legs up and down. So you're not going to do anything fancy, just go straight up and down again. And so where the challenge comes here is that you're trying not to let your bum come with you. So you lift your legs up, but you keep your tail down. Up, 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 up. Let's be in cocky. And then go down again. Good. And hand it up. Excellent. So you're having to focus on not overly straightening your legs while doing this seemingly simple movement, and also not let your bum get hijacked for the ride and tuck your tail. So what does bad look like? Well, bad looks like when your legs are straighter than straight and your heels no longer touch. And when you lift, let's try that. When you lift, your bum goes with you, so it does like this lifting thing. That's what that looks like. And then it'll come down. So now that you've mastered just straight, we're going to add a circle. So we're going to start with an up circle. So you're going to lift your feet up. Good. Hands opposite neutral. Yeah. And then open your legs out to the side and circle down and around. Squash them together. Follow the legs up. Open out and circle around. The size of the circle depends on the objectives. So we keep them quite small, just the size of your frame. But it's so wonderful when we actually so it's hard when we keep it together in the size of a frame. But I was gonna say, it is epic when we go all the way up to vertical, keep your tail down, open as wide as you humanly can without losing your form, and circle round, not too low, so about the bar height, to touch. And then go up again, tail down, and you go reaching out to the sides, and then circle straighter, and energy into those straps, curve your change direction. So now you open just a bit in the frame. So you open, you lift it up, you close it, squeeze the heels together, and lower down the middle. Good. You are welcome now, because you've got the starboard situation pat, to move your hands to the sides of your body and to keep doing the movement. Open, don't drop. Yes, and then circle up, close the heels, and lower down. So this is a tiny pizza slice. We still need to do more legs. Good. And where it gets tricky is you change how open you are, low is high. So you need to think of your turnout as stuck.
Okay.
It's at this 20
so you've
degrees.
got to keep it at that degree.
Yes, you're not going to go 90.
Okay. So that's also the point.
Yes, so squeeze down, touch down, without separating. Then permission to separate, energy into the straps. No change in the angle of the femur and the hip. Fantastic.
And keep your arch and your lower back.
And I do it all at the same time. Yeah, so you can feel your low back wants to trains. And then you're going to go for a few big ones. So give me back to neutral. And in fact, can you see how big it is?
Yeah.
Now you're in neutral. You can settle your ribs down. You can change your sternum. You can fix your shoulders. Yes. But you've got to keep neutral. Then you get to open big now. So permission to stretch the hips. Open. Don't drop, but you open them. And circle around.
And keep your
And it can be so telling if like one hip opens more than the other. And so you have to extract the value in this situation now by assessing and comparing and really being like indulgent in the movement and enjoying the process of discovery. A lot of it happens on the inside. A lot of it is mind and body.
Trying to keep all the bits and pieces together as you and
Yes.
not like for shoulders, keep the it's a slap.
And run that. Good. And so now I'm going to remove from being in here and stick that down. Take this one out. All the way. It's just such a lovely movement, and it is quite a tricky one, especially for being more the novice like that. Eh? So we're going to put the middle spring on. You get to scoot your body all the way down, and I'll tell you how to do that. Hands go on the shoulder pads, palms there. You're going to drape your legs over this bar and then use your calves to lift your bottom. So you lift up. Now you've got to do a big overhead shoulder press. So you're going to push your carriage away and you get to slip down. Fantastic. Yes. Then you put your toes back on the bar and your heels touch. Open your knees slightly, then down, and let's bring the carriage closer. Okay. Straighten the arms a little bit more, so lock out. Excellent. So I would like to just walk your feet to the left ever so slightly because I'm not perfectly in the middle. And you'll feel that because we've got this. We have a lipless test, and that is if your bum is bisected by the spring when you go down. Okay. And then also I just want to see, maybe we can go over a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So you're going to lower your hips down into the floor. Curling, curling, curling. Squeeze your heels until your bottom touches the spring. Excellent. And then push away, but not all the way. So you're going to slide, so keep your bum on the spring. And you're going to clean my spring for me. You're going to slide your bottom along your spring. And then you're not allowed to lift it. You have to stay on my spring. Yes. Until you get to a point where you can't without lifting. Stay there. Now you get to curl, tuck your tail, keep the carriage as still as you humanly can as you lift your hips up. So now you have to know where you are in space. You're not allowed to bring it home to me. It's right. Do not let it move. Lift, 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 lift. You can lift your heels. Up, 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 up. So you can point your toes a little bit more and you get to lift your heels. If you need to wiggle, we will do that. Come high with your hips as you come home. So come up, 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 up. There you are. If you need to, you can move your feet down a little bit so let your toes feel more on top. Okay. Then we'll go down again. Let's just go down again. Unravel, keeping the carriage as still as you can in a tiny little space. Find the spring with your bottom and now clean my spring, please, by dragging along the spring. Pause before you go straight, so you shouldn't be able to go straight. Then you tuck and lift with the spring. Keep the carriage still. It's certainly moving a little bit. It's like we need bells on the carriage. Yeah. And then drag yourself back in. Hips nice and high. Good. Now we're going to reverse it. So you get to push away. You stay high, tucked. And then you get to drop yourself down. Now start at the top of your spine and work your way without moving your carriage. And you've got to find your way to the spring. So you are creeping a little bit in towards me. And you won't have a long ride on my spring because you're going to be quite close. So come in, cleaning my spring. Then you get to curl up. So tuck it, roll up. And you see one bone move at a time. It's beautiful. Heels together, please. And then you push away and pause there and curl down. Like, do not move. If I'm moving, you're moving. Oh, that worked. And then drag yourself back along the spring. We're going to go up one last time. Up you go. And you push yourself away. Stay out for tension in the spring. And then use that tension to bend your elbows and like drag yourself along. So you're going to pull your carriage underneath you. So you keep your legs like this. I want you to pull your shoulder pads towards you. Now you've come home. Fantastic. You to land slowly. And then all the way to stop it. And you did that really, really well. Winner, winner. Right, so you're going to come up to standing. On here. Yes. And get your hands on top of this bar. And wiggle your feet back for me so that your heels are flush on the floor and back there. Excellent. Now it's quite hard for you because you're short in stature, but I'm gonna make you do this one. Lean back and pause. Separate your hands a little bit so that they're wider. And then get your thumbs over with all your fingers. Long in your neck for me. Shoulders are going to melt down your back. Good. There. Hold yourself here. Stick out your tail even more. Yeah, there we go. And then stay in this position with your heels down to the floor. Try and knit your ribs in. Okay, knit your ribs in. Pull them in. Get a bit of roundness there. Yes. And so you want to lift your forefoot, which is hard, and keep the ribs knitted in and the shoulders wide. It's tough. We're not going to move the carriage. You're going to move your right foot out to the right hand side 5 times. So you just kick your right leg out to the right. What? Yeah. Yes. Lift it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and settle. Try to round those shoulders so that instead of having it flat across your back, you round it in your back, and that your shoulder and your elbows turn down slightly like that. Yes. It's hard to do. So I want your shoulder blades on the side of your body. It's not on the back of your body. So you've got to twist inside your sockets. Yes. Now the left leg goes out left. Stay on your stopper and you kick it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Walk forward and then kneel down. Amazing. You're going to put your left foot back on the shoulder pad and tuck your toes underneath you. Yes. And then put your right foot on top here. You can keep your left knee down on the ground. Yes.
Yes.
You are so supple. You are winning it like that. Well done. And go onto your fingertips so that you're nice and lifted. Yes. Keep your right bum down and your length in both sides of your body, ribs up in. And then press away the carriage a little.
With this one.
Yes. And hold it here. Now you want the stretch on the left leg.
Yeah.
And you want to even out your waistline on the 2 sides and pull your right bum underneath you. And then you're going to straighten your right leg all the way for me. So lock the right leg all the way to straight. For this one, you can actually have your hands really holding on for dear life, but the thumbs must be over the top. Yes, look at that. Beautiful. Lean to the right a little bit, not with your shoulders, but with your bottom. So your pelvis to the right. Yes. Do you feel the stretchy more?
Yeah, I do pop up. It's Tisha.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, come back and then you move me. So are you feeling nervous in this one?
Yeah, but I just know that if I do any of those things, it pops out easy.
Okay.
You know, that's why I need to have more control.
You've got to have the control.
Yeah.
So this is on a red spring. Thank goodness it's not a blue spring.
Okay.
So the red spring compresses you in a bit. You actually have to fight. You actually have to push out. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
So we're going to go to straight again, straightening the right leg. And you must think of yourself as being hanging on to the 2 ends, pulling into your center, as opposed to letting the 2 ends slide out to the side. So you want to pull in towards the center. And then slowly you come back in. And you should never feel like you're losing control and you're going to do the splits unless you're in control. And then come down with that foot. Put the right foot against the shoulder pad. Yes, toes tucked underneath you, like body marks keeping both toes. And then we're going to try and get that left foot on top. Are you apprehensive about this side?
I'm not sure, not having done this, but we'll see.
Push the hips forward, elbows goes forward, and stay there. And then you hold that position with a long waistline. So out of the hamstring and quadricep stretches that we do on here, these are called the splits. Out of the splits exercises, this one is the most claustrophobic. And it requires a lot of awareness of your bones. You can feel it's super claustrophobic in here. So I quite like this version, but the clients find it hard to execute, which makes it actually very valuable because you're learning a lot about your box. Okay, so then from here you straighten your left leg, and the people who don't have the range, stop about them. Then that's valuable. They'll stop. So if you can go further, then you're welcome to, but you've got to keep this leg connected. Do you feel how this one wants to do the split?
Yeah.
So can you bring focus into the left leg, focus into neutral pelvis, yes, and then lengthen your spine so you're not rounding your low back. Good. And you're not cheating with your neck. Fantastic. Shoulders on your back, squeeze them. And then when you come out of it, you're going to choose to bend the left knee and glide back in. Wonderful. And then we're going to press again, but first you have to square off your pelvis, get equal waistline.
Like now, hacking up this to square it off.
Yeah, you're hacking up this.
Is it? So
Yes,
you.
yes. You got to have a heavy bum bone underneath you. So you want to lengthen the left.
Now that feels like I'm completely dropped on that.
Oh, you are. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're talking past each other.
Yes.
You are landing up, hiking up.
Yes,
Yeah. I
yes.
need you to lengthen that.
Yes.
So I don't necessarily want to tell you to hike this, but when people don't know how to lengthen the left side, I then do tell them to hike the right side. And so now you're even. Those dimples on your back are even. Oh, good.
Yeah.
So we don't even need to move off anything if this is valuable, but you can also, let's push back into straight, as long as you're always feeling in control. With great flexibility comes great responsibility. So can you go any further with that leg? Good. And then can you plant your left foot? You're a horrible hand. Good. And then we get to glide back in slowly and then awesome. We're going to have you sit and face the front with your legs in like a straddle, like a side saddle mermaid. So you're going to turn and face the front, move a little to the left, and swing your leg around so that you're still facing in front, but you're going to curtsy your shins onto this shoulder, onto this shoulder. That's correct. Yeah, like a mermaid on a rock. And then you come back a little bit more with your bottom, and you're going to put the shins here. I'm going to move this one out of our way and just stick it there for now. Yeah, there. So that should feel good for your hips. In actual fact, it's a bit of a challenge for internal rotation. Can you feel that?
Should that be flat?
Yes. So we want to encourage this to go down.
Okay.
And then you put your left hand on here, in line with your shoulder, and you can put your thumb over. Good. Your right hand's going to reach for the headrest there, and you get to sit up tall. And so step one is just going, okay, I've got external rotation on my left leg and internal rotation on my right leg. How am I coping? And you'll feel, it actually feels quite tight in this section here.
Yeah.
And some people cannot lower their bum onto the ground.
Huh?
They jack it up the whole time. And so this would be coming home, coming to where you are now on the stopper, would be the challenge.
Okay.
You're going to lift your right hand at the same time that you push your left heel of your hand into the bar. And so you now have a T shape with your arms. That's perfect. I like it there. And you can feel your spine is still stacked, but you are listening to one side. You're just leaning to that side. Good. And then you push away a little bit more. And you're going to move your right arm across in a circle motion onto this bar. Look down at your spring, long in the neck, square off your shoulders here. Hang on for dear life with two heels of your hands, so grip it. Now you'll feel if you push with one hand and pull with the other, there's a beautiful stretch in your body. And then you swap and you push with the other hand now and pull, yes. But you don't need to move the carriage anywhere, you just have this internal feeling.
Yes.
And now you're going to stay still. You're not allowed to move your carriage.
Yeah.
And you slice your hand back to that diagonal line with your eye line moving with you. So that timing is quite important. We'll work on it. When you come up to seated, you bring your carriage in while your right hand comes down and your body goes up. So you timing hip into its socket. You feel you need it to just correct for that. Let's go again. As the arm lifts up, you start to push away. So timing, arm lifts up, you push away, you tilt to the side, the spine is still perfectly stacked, and then you hit that critical point where you do the rotation. Push and pull with your arm. Enjoy the stretch in your body. Then you float your right hand off the bar, Stay still as you unravel. And then look forward as you come back in. So the arms stay. Wait. Can you fix you? Quickly go down again. So let's stay still here. I'm going to hold your carriage and you don't have a choice. And you're going to turn the right arm, look forward so that you look between two panes of glass. So now you're being squashed front and back. When you come up, the hips move under you at the same rate the hand goes down and then the body comes up. And the hip must go into its socket. Yes, do you feel that? Yes. Cool, well done. So you're going to turn and face that way now. So turn to the right. Okay. And then you turn all the way and you're now perfectly positioned for the other side. Right. So you will push away side bend. Lift that left arm. And here is where you feel like two blocks of ice cream on a cone, where the one's slipping off the other, you correct and then you overcorrect. Yeah. So that timing is everything. Keep pushing away till your shoulders in line with your palm. Yes. Now you slice through space and you grab the bar. And I can see a bit of upper back stiffness here, hey? Yeah. Twist. And then that left arm comes and opens up. And shine your heart. And then hold on for going too far back. Pull the ribs in. And then when you come up, you reach this arm, you pull your hips underneath you, pull your hip into its socket, and everything finds its rightful place at the perfect time. That would be wonderful. It doesn't quite know how to behave. Let's go again. Inhale, push away. And then exhale, twist through space. Gaze down, bring the shoulders. And then turn back. And pull it up underneath you as you come up. So that arm is reaching, the ribs stack, the hip moves into its rightful socket. Pull it, and well done. Yes, not so easy. Let's do some upper body. So you're going to turn and face that way. I want you to straighten your legs and get your ankles across. Yeah. Yes. And you're going to move your bottom back slightly. Okay. Grab hold of the straps of your hands. Right. And you're going to turn your palms to face back. On an exhale, you pull your hands past your hips, up to the side of the carriage. So we don't want sneaky bendy elbows. You're going to bring your hands down to about hip level. So pull your hands. So not behind you, but in front of you. Let it go. And then that's perfect. Sit up taller. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually change your legs positioning. Because with your legs straight, can you feel how your back feels like it's pushing into my palm? So you're going to float your arms forward and get safe. Then you're going to cross your legs like a preschooler. So you know how you cross, yes. Now you're going to get on your pubic bone with your pelvis and take your hands back to the side of your hips. So here now we have more of a neutral spine. Get your hands close to the carriage but knuckles down. Yes. And so you're going to pull your hands behind your bottom a little bit more. Good. With the width of the arms still staying as wide as your carriage, so you'll stay out there. Okay. Then you release it a little and you pull it along. Now, it might feel like it's arms and triceps, but I need you to think about your shoulder joint. I need you to open across the shoulders and the collarbones, but still hold your heart down a little bit. Yes. And so you're on your pubic bone. Yes, I know, all of the above. And you're pulling your shoulders into their sockets. And then because I think it's of value for you, you're going to stay back there. And you're going to do little motorbike wrists where you just kind of pull. Yeah, can you feel that stretch? Sorry. That's all of the above. Neutral. I'm keeping your brain intact. The neurons are firing. And then pause and turn to face your palm. So you're going to flick it. So you're still holding on. Yeah. Okay, and then you flick it to this hole. Yeah. I don't know why it's not working for you. And you're going to flip it. Yeah. let's hold it differently. So you're going to turn it now and hold in the palm. Yeah. There you go. That side worked. I don't know. I saw it flip around your hand a bit. That was it. Hands now, pull past your bottom. And you're going to do the same motorbike hands. Yes. Pull it. Good job. Eyeline. Get on your neutral pelvis, neutral spine, heart drops. Yes. Otherwise, you've got all this flare. Can you feel? So, like, here wants to be flat and rounded and have a poor posture. This wants to overcompensate by having the best posture. Yeah. So, this must not overperform, and this needs to show up a bit more. Do you feel that? And 5, 4, an A student, and then we got an undercover C student at the bottom. And last one. And then you're going to bring the hands forward. Well done. Okay. So then I want to do one more thing to your upper back. So you're going to turn around and kneel on top of the mat. And we're going to add a red springs. Come to the front. Good. And then you'll stick your bottom towards your heels. Hands on the bar. Yes. And then push away the carriage all the way. Good. Eyeline is down. Shoulders need to be wide. And you're going to try and flatten out the spine. Excellent. So the whole time there's energy going both sides. And you're trying to get all of the muscles in the back to work together to extend your spine. So you'll peel your eyeline forward. And you'll let your spine lift from the top. And it moves through the bones until all of the bones are affected. And you have this beautiful back extension strength. And come in as much as you can while you arc. And then you keep it on, but push away with your arms. So you're still in your extension, and you don't want all of the extension on the top of your neck. You want it throughout the spine. Push away, and you push and you push and you push and you push. And you meter this upper cervical section, so it doesn't do all of the work, and then you look down. And you'll go again. You'll forward and grow tall. Get width on your scapula. Don't squeeze it, separate it. Yeah, do you feel it? Then come in. Keep them wide as you shoot out. Keep them wide. Yes. If you can push into the heels of your hands more and get them wide up, it still come up all the way until you get to the stomach. So come up. Yes, 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 yes. Tuck. And then push away. And make sure they separate. The eyeline goes down. So now they're great. Do not let them sneak together. They mustn't kiss together. As you come up, you extend your spine, but you do not want to let your shoulders get away with murder here. You're going to keep tension through the palms, which separates them. You feel that? Good. Stay here on the stopper, and you must get your whole body to fall back, even though there's an arch. There. Do you feel it?
Yeah.
Okay. So there we're getting better connection on the side of your body. And then relax. Well done. Let's get up on here. And do a roll back. See how you do it. Nudge into the chest. And go. And then let's roll you back up. Any difference?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, do so good. Well done.